So in this video I gathered over 10 people who will be using the M4 Sherman, and I will be fighting them with the brand new Leopard tank. Later in this video I will also be putting the Abrams X to a test to see if it's still got it as the best tank in War Tycoon. But anyways, I'm sure you guys have already seen some videos like this, so will their numbers advantage completely overwhelm me, or will I find a strategy to come out on top? Well, you'll find that out in this video. Okay, I think I'm gonna start the round now, but oh my god, that is so many people, man. Keep in mind that I can use the whole map and I only need to get 10 kills of this, so that's my only advantage here. So at the start of this round, I was able to find one person which was going off alone, and that was really perfect for me since it was able to score me the first kill. However, I was quickly reminded that there was so many more people on their way, and this guy was still pretty damn close to his team. So if I wanted to get some good kills in this video, I definitely need to play as strategically as I can. So in this next sequence, the guy actually presented me with a perfect opportunity to kill him. However, the worst part about this is that I was planning to chase him at first, but I immediately turned back as I noticed that there were so many more people coming to defend them, so I needed to really get out if I didn't want to lose too much health. Unfortunately, this was a missed out opportunity. However, unfortunately, I was also heading into enemies which literally were on their way to flank me, which really did mess me up heavily here because I almost lost the round early. So as I managed to score my second kill, I immediately turned around and there were so many enemies on me, and unfortunately somehow this tank shell ended up actually missing, even though I was right in the guy's face and I had my crosshair on him. However, luckily my cannon was able to reload in time and I was able to score myself the third and the fourth kill with a lot of struggle. I was left at 2%. Now in this next sequence, I was quick to notice that the Shermans were right after me after that very stressful scenario, and I really needed to choose, do I prefer to get extra health or should I risk an early death once again? And my choice here was to head to another gas station since I knew that I was much faster than the enemies and it would take a lot more time for them to get to another gas station instead of getting to this one, since they were really on my tail here. And luckily this worked out really well for me, and I was also able to find another person which was away from the team, and I took advantage of that by once again scoring another kill, which meant I was halfway through to getting this challenge over. Now in this next scenario, I seen that there were a lot of people heading from me from one way. However, there was one person which was leading the team, which was slightly in front of everybody, which allowed me to quickly get a kill of him and run away without any problems, which was really good considering the fact that they were all on me and this guy was only a little bit ahead of his team. So in the end, I was only 3 kills away from actually winning, so I made the choice to go ahead and brute force my way into this, and happily enough, the whole team was kind of disorganized, which really gave me an opportunity to take them all out in one burst. So in the end, I was able to clear this round with sheer strategy. However, things did not go so well for me when I was using the E100 in the first practice round, and that's something that you guys did not know about. But anyways, before we start the next round with the Abrams X, I would like to also tell you guys that at the end of this video, I will also be testing what can a V22 Osprey actually do against 17 Patriots, because the results are pretty insane and pretty funny to watch. I think I'm going to be taking on a different strategy this round, considering the fact that there is way more people in the game than what there was in the previous one. As you guys can see, the server is fully filled up. Okay, here they are. I am definitely not gonna be fighting all of them at once. So my first idea this round was to actually fire all of the drones and see how their AI would actually react to so many people. Unfortunately, this did not work out for me because the drones ended up going for the cameraman instead. And my next test, which I actually wanted to conduct, is to see if the cannon will end up one-shotting one of the Shermans. However, unfortunately, that that was not really the case, and I kind of got myself in a very tough scenario to be in, so I really needed to get out as fast as possible. Luckily enough, one of the rules is that they cannot destroy the bridges, so I was kind of safe here. So after that failed attempt to kill someone, I realized how effective the drones will actually end up being, because I will be able to engage my enemies through ranged warfare, and I'm going to be using this strategy to its fullest. Next up, I was able to find a lonely Sherman in the middle of the city, which was really good for me because it was able to score me the second kill. However, what I actually underestimated is that the enemies could do so much damage to me at long range, and they really punished me for that greedy kill on the Sherman because they were on their way to kill me. So with this, I knew that sticking around in the city was definitely not a good idea, so I decided to move my way to another part of the map which they would happily not be able to find me in. Now everybody was on their way to pass the bridge, however this was really good for me because I knew I could pin them in a spot where I could get some high damage in while they were not being able to really do much to me. Now what I decided to do next is actually take on a defensive position around this bridge, since I knew they had to cross it in order to get to me, but with this I was able to also score a very nice kill while using the cannon and the drones against one of the other tanks, which was really good because it meant I had another kill on the enemies, bringing me closer to the win. Now the next strategy which I took in this exchange is having higher elevation over my enemy, which meant I was going to hit my cannon and they were going to miss theirs. However, unfortunately enough, I was not able to hold this bridge for very long because the enemies were on their way. However, I was still able to score some kills in the middle of this, which was really good. Now after successfully hitting my enemy with the cannon, I know I had a huge lead on them in terms of health, so I wanted to finish them off with the drones. However, unfortunately, once again, these drones ended up actually killing and targeting my cameraman, which really wasted a huge potential for me to get a kill. However, at the end, I was still able to finish off the enemy with the javelin. Now after this successful kill, I decided to have a few back and forth exchanges against my enemies with the cannon, and this actually worked out really well for me because I was able to hit a very nice lead on my enemy, scoring me the 9th kill. Now at the end I managed to find one more guy which was on his own, which really just got me the final kill and actually scored me the win for this round. However, I also decided to get some extra kills at the end just to see how far I can go until I finally die without healing and playing strategically. And after that flawless win, I decided to have an experiment of 17 Patriots versus a V22 Osprey. And let's just say that did not go very well for me. I think this experiment really showcased how you can easily overwhelm the flares if you do have way more than just one person in a Patriot. But anyway guys, that is going to be all I have for you in today's video. Do let me know in the comment section down below whatever matchup I should do next. Should I do more entertainment videos like this? Did you enjoy this? But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you so much to all my channel members.